So we're doing well. We're getting through the manual at a pretty good pace. So we've just covered adhesive. Now we're going to just go on to the application process. When we're applying lashes, there are steps that we take. So the first thing we do, once we've done our consultation, we've checked medical history, we've checked contraindications, we have done our styling, we've had a look at what would work for the client, we've discussed with the client what they would like. We then get them onto our lash bed. And the first thing we are going to do when they are on the lash bed, we are going to clean the lashes. So I always do a pre-cleanse before we apply eyelash extensions, even if those natural lashes look clean. Most of the time, a client will have popped home or they've got some baby wipes in the car and they've just cleansed their eyes with baby wipes. And most products and wipes contain oils, and we do not want to be attaching eyelash extensions onto any type of oil. If you can imagine putting, let's say, foundation that contains oils onto your hand and sticking, I don't know, tape or something over the top, it's going to move around, it's going to slide, it's going to come off, and that is because it's not being attached to a clean base. We need to do the same with eyelash extensions. So there are specific lash cleansers out there in the marketplace. You can get them from most lash suppliers. And I would recommend having a lash cleanser in your setup with a little bottle to rinse. And then we just use kind of kitchen roll to catch that water and dry the eyes. I would also recommend retailing aftercare kits, and you can retail the sachets of lash wash too. So we want to clean the lashes. What that is going to do is give us a clean base. It is also going to add some moisture to the natural eyelashes, which we need for that adhesive to bond onto the natural lashes. It's refreshing for your client, don't get me wrong. Some clients hate it, but I absolutely love it. And if we're looking at cleansing in relation to post cleansing after the set has been done, it shows your clients that they are not going to lose their lashes if they get them wet. Once we've cleansed the lashes, we tape the lashes. We always want to tape the bottom eyelashes to make sure we can differentiate between the top and the bottom when the eyes are closed. And during the practical element of your course, we will show you exactly how we do this step by step. But that's not the only other reason we can use tape. We can use tape to lift the hood. Some clients will have heavy eyelids, and sometimes that can hide some of the natural eyelashes. So what we can do is just tape it up a little bit, and then that just gives us more access to the base of the natural eyelash. You can see in this picture here, there is tape on the top lid. That can help block out light. So I've just looked here because I've got a ring light here to brighten up my face. But if I have the light over my eyes for too long, so I've on the odd occasion, been a model for a competition set, and I've had these bright lights, 2 or 3 over my face for a very long time, my eyes can get a little bit sensitive. So you can put some tape over the top. You can also use tape over the top for flickery eyes. Some clients, maybe they've had a coffee or their eyes just flicker. And if a client does have flickery eyes, those fumes of those adhesive are going to be drawn to that area, and it is going to give them a bit of redness. So the chemical burn that we talked about earlier. So taping can help for that too. So application process, we've got cleansing, we've got taping, and then we've got our lash mapping. So we touched on lash mapping earlier, and we will go into this a little bit more in depth when I go over the Illusion manual. But lash mapping is where we map out what we've discussed and what we've decided to do in terms of styling onto our pads. So there's some examples here, but again, this will make much more sense when we go over the Illusion manual and when your educator is teaching you on the day. Once we've done our lash map, we start to apply our eyelash extensions. So when we're applying, we use tweezers. We want to make sure we're isolating. Isolating a lash is when you literally get your 2 pairs of tweezers and you isolate one individual lash. We always want to isolate one individual lash and place the extension onto one individual lash so we don't cause any stickies. Stickies are when 2 extensions stick to the other, and it just means that the natural lashes can't grow out as they need to. So application, we're looking at tweezers, we are looking at our adhesive usage, Again, we're going to do this in your practical element. We're looking at attachment, so how we attach that extension onto the natural lash. We want it to literally go in line with the natural lash, not either side of it or sticking out above or sticking down below. We work at where to put your hands. You know, you want your hands resting on your client's forehead when you're lashing. So this is all elements that we'll discuss during the practical session. Hand placement, direction. The natural lashes point in all different directions. You'll have some that point to the left, some that point to the right, some that point up. And when we are applying eyelash extensions, we generally want to have our eyelash extensions being placed in a uniform manner. So if there is a natural lash that is sitting in a slightly different direction, we're going to place our extension at a different direction to make sure it sits in the right way that we want it to. We can absolutely manipulate direction. And again, we talk about that when we go over the styling manual. So removal, tweezers, remover. That is what we're going to go on to next. What happens with infills, how we remove, and the best way of doing so.